The strategy department is an outsourced strategy company with what it says is the necessary experience and depth to deliver multi-discipline expertise to agencies and clients. Managing partner at the company is Lara Cassel and joins us now. A very warm welcome to you. First of all, why would strategy need to be outsourced?
I think it's a fewfold. I think in general, agencies, for multiple reasons, either have too few strategists or don't necessarily hold strategy as an internal capability. So that's the one side. And the second side, I think, is where clients have marketeers but don't necessarily have the strategic depth within their organisation in order to actually bring these strategies to life, which is why they look to agencies. So I think it's kind of a twofold approach depending on which side you're looking from.
So probably the most obvious question you get asked all the time is what makes a good strategist?
Yeah, it's probably one of the most difficult answers to give too. I think it varies depending on what you're trying to do. In my opinion is that a strategist needs a dual brain. You need to have the logic depth, be able to go into the research, dig into it, find those nuggets, but then have the magic to actually bring it to life. So that creative side. So it's the balance of logic versus creativity in someone in the strategist's head.
Can you pin it down these days, given this fast-paced digital world that we work in? Surely I can develop, Lara, a strategy on a Wednesday and by Friday everything's changed.
I agree with you completely. But it's not, for me, it's not so much the entire world that's changing, it's the consumers that are changing. People's behaviours and movements on a day-to-day basis are changing. The way we think and interact on different platforms, different places is changing. But daily, not even just over a long period of time. So can you say now that your social media strategy in 3 years' time is going to be X, Y, and Z? Probably not, because Facebook might be dead. But can you have your vision for your business future? Where do you want to take your business? How do you want your brand to resonate with people? 100%. You need that foundation in order to build
those are all
on top of that.
Those are all the pillars of great strategy.
Exactly.
But difficult these days to know exactly who you're talking to in strategy development. How do you get that right?
I think it's probably one of the biggest questions that's in strategy at the moment, is that we've moved away from, well, not moved away, you still default back to LSM measures and RSM measures and all the income type of stereotyping, but we need to come back to the human truth. What is that fundamental person? So I often give an example of a mother that gives birth to a child. It doesn't matter if she has a microwave in her house or if she lives in a mansion in Bryanston. Her affection towards that child is exactly the same. Where her dreams and aspirations are for that child is the same. So how do you connect to someone on a human truth level as opposed to looking at what do they have in their house and how much money do they earn a month? Yes, you need to take into financial affordability based on what brand you're selling, etc. But
so what are you saying? Human truth is universal then?
100%. You need to dig into who is this person? Who is the type of person we're trying to talk to, rather than the LSM grouping that we're trying to talk to.
And then lock the strategy into that universal
100%.
truth. You also raise the question these days, are you looking for digital branding or branding in a digital world? What's the difference there?
It's one of my favourite quotes at the moment, to be honest, is that there's this whole plethora of digital strategy, and it's becoming the debate of, is digital just another channel? Or do you need an entirely new digital strategy? So if I then go, okay, well, I want a TV campaign. Do I need a TV strategy? Or is it a mechanism to bring my brand to life on that particular channel? So are we looking at digital strategy in the aspect of digital is the driver, we need to only look at digital? Or are we looking at consumers in a digital world? And that's the way that we need to look at them. The fundamental behaviour of consumers are changing. We interact far more. We voice our opinions far louder. If I take myself as a sample of one, I would never go into a store and kick up a storm about bad service. Give me Twitter and I can lambaste quite happily. But it's my behaviour online versus offline that are fundamentally changing, and you're actually dealing with two different Laras.
Fair point. You haven't seen me complain in a restaurant there. Very quickly, just address the issue of internal engagement. You're not going to get the outward model right unless you focus within your own company itself. I mean, it's an old argument, but it's more important than ever before.
I think I'm finding it more and more is that people are going, we need to build brand externally, we need to do this X, Y, and Z, but they've forgetting that the main human capital, the main stuff that they actually hold, are the people that leave their building every day. I can tell you the most amazing things about my product, the most amazing things about my service. I can build beautiful campaigns. You walk into my store and you get a different experience. I'm dead in the water. So unless we actually get our staff to live what it is, but authentically, it's not about shoving a communications campaign down your throat. It's about actually bringing the purpose of my business to life so that you can live it and take that out into the world.
Both sides of a very important coin.
100%.
Lara Cassel, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeremy.